Okay, current slide is visible to all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Then I will say how many students joined. Still now only 33 students, 34 now. You are joining very slowly, and it should not be participant only there, huh? Because I observed in last lecture many unknown participants were there in chat. So we are finding the names of the students. Okay, so please don't be unknown participant, or don't join if you are not a part of this particular class, TEA or TEB class. And if you are part of TEA and TEB class, you should have the meaningful name as a you can say the participant. Till now only 39 students are there, now 41. Okay, so we will not wait for too much time, and I think in next week you may get that is your regular teacher for this subject. It may be possible, I think. Okay, so today we'll finish our agile software processes, then we'll see the agile process or the tools used like the Kanban and the Jira. These tools are given in your syllabus, so we'll discuss in brief about those tools, and after this only there will be case studies. Okay, so that might be the two types of case studies are there as a part of unit number 1. So that will be seen later on. Okay, once we finish these topics. Okay, anyway, how many students joined? 46 students only. Right. And your strength is around 140 or more than 140, I think. T students. So we'll wait one more minute and we'll start our session. Okay, in last lecture we have discussed about the two agile process models. First one we have seen the Scrum, right? And Scrum as a agile process model we have completed in last lecture, and that we have discussed about what is the sprint and how the software is developed in the form of the series of sprints or the iterations. Then what is product backlog and what is the sprint backlog? These terms we have seen in last lecture. So product backlog is nothing but the, you can say, the set of requirements. Those requirements can be again classified as the high priority requirement, medium priority requirement, okay, and low priority requirement. That is also seen in last lecture. Then we have started the second agile process model, XP. This is also called as a extreme programming, if you see there. So current slide is showing the you can say the process model for the agile process model for the XP. So it is also having the 5 major phases: planning, design, coding, testing. Okay, if you see that. So communication and planning is you can say the integrated in a single page, that is the planning. So either stories will be considered or the scenarios will be considered for capturing the project requirements, if you see there. and market trends will be considered, that is the business analysis. So depending on the business analysis or the market analysis, we can decide the and adopt the requirements for a current software product. Okay, then you have to accept or keep in mind the acceptance test criteria from the customer or the user, because finally customer is going to use your product, or end user will use your product. So whatever expectations are there from customer from this particular software product, okay, you have to consider those expectations in the form of requirements or the project features and functions that should uh, uh, provide to the customer or the end user. Okay, then only that customer will accept your product if it satisfy the his requirement. If you see there, that is nothing but the acceptance test criteria that will be decided before beginning the project implementation. Okay. Okay, then iteration plan. So in because again like the Scrum agile process model, so XP also will release the software into different increments, so or iterations. So you have to make the iteration plan also here. How many iteration should be there for a current project? It depends on the type of project and size of project also. Okay, then accordingly I have to make the plan, that is nothing but the iteration plan, that is the schedule will be prepared there, time estimation, that is the that will be in weeks or the month, that is 1 month, 2 month, or 4 week, 3 week. Likewise it depends on the iteration size we have planned there. Then accordingly resource planning will be there, you can see the cost estimation will be there likewise, and accordingly you can start that is the designing the product. If you see that simple design, you can say prepare there, or to create the first model or design model, that is nothing but you can use the spike solutions to generate or create a prototype model. If you see there, that is the quickly you can transform your requirements into the design. If you see there, okay, then in order to understand and incorporate the different requirements in case of the object oriented programming development, if you see there, you can use the CRC cards. If you see there, so in case of the XP follows the first software engineering principle, that is the KIS, KISS, that is to keep it simple. A simple design and will be there. If you see there, but it is not a stupid one, or the not a you can say the too quickly designed and developed software. It should not be dirty one. If you see that, simple in sense, user can or a customer can easily uh, adopt and use that particular software. If you see that, it will provide all features required by the customer or the end user. The CRC cards are nothing but one class responsibility collaborator card. It is having the three section. Okay, that is the class means the name of the current class, and responsibilities means the operations or the methods those are performed by the that particular class. If you see there, and another say indicate the collaboration. So this will be the list of classes to which that particular current class is associated, or you can say collaborate. If you see, to provide or you can say the access the you can say the data. If you see there, so this is the CRC cards from which you can do the better design and understand the project requirements in a better way for a object oriented development. Then after design phase, your next task will be the coding. Coding means actual implementation. Okay, so here you are following the pair programming concept. That is the on a same part of code, more than one or two programmers are working simultaneously. If you see that, it's called as the pair programming. Okay, and they are responsible for the unit testing also. Okay, simultaneously refactoring is also the part of the coding phase of the XP. Refactoring is nothing but the continuous refinement in case of the internal program design, if you see there, or implementation, if you see there. That is nothing but the refactoring. Then once unit testing is done, your source code is ready, and that will be tested by the specialized expert testing person or the group. You can see there, they can conduct the series of testing like the alpha, beta, integration testing, then security testing, stress testing, okay, structural and functional testing. Likewise, these testings will be conducted, and finally acceptance testing will also be conducted so that customer can accept your product that is the delivered in a first increment, if you see that. And at the end of the first increment, velocity of project is also computed, because depending on the you can say duration of time taken by the first iteration, they can decide the you can say the time required for the subsequent iterations till the end of the project. So project velocity will be computed in this case, and first software increment will be released to the customer for testing purpose, if you see there. And as per the changing requirements, those changes will be adopted in a second iteration, and so on. So this development or iteration planning will be for the, you can say, 2 week or 4 week, means up to the 1 month or the maximum 2 months, not more than that, if you see there. So project developed using the agile process like XP, okay, will have the short duration of time. Then yeah, regarding the XP, some additional points are explained here. Those who didn't get, they can, who developed this particular agile process. Originally it is proposed by the Kent Beck, is the, you can say, the purpose of this particular model. XP planning, it begins with the creation of user stories. Stories are nothing but the you can say the particular scenarios to capture the project requirements. Okay, so there may be the particular story from which developer or development team will capture the requirements from the customer. Then agile team assesses each story and assigns a cost. So accordingly, those stories means you are capturing requirements, means these are the features, those are you will add in your project, if you see there. So depending on the requirement, those are whether the highly prioritized requirements or medium priority or the low priority. So accordingly cost will be assigned to those story or the collection of requirements. The stories are grouped to for a deliverable increment. So in each increment, those set of requirements will be adopted, if you see there. And commitment is made on delivery date. Yeah, so development team will definitely follow the commitment given, that is the project will be delivered on time and on a deadline or before that also. After the first increment, project velocity is used, just discussed about this, and it defines subsequent delivery dates for other increments. Yeah, so after the first iteration, you can measure the project velocity, that is for subsequent iterations, and accordingly the total duration of time required for complete project development. Then moving towards the next slide, this is regarding XP design. So it follows the KISS principle we have already discussed. Keep it simple. This is the first software engineering principle also. We encourage the use of CRC cards, just class responsibility collaborator. This is the CRC card having the 3 sections we have discussed. For typical design, for creating the prototype for your software, you can use the Spike-like solutions there. That is the quick solution you will get there. Then it encourages refactoring. Refactoring is nothing but an iterative refinement of the internal program design during the construction phase or coding phase of your software. Then XP coding recommends the construction of a unit test for a store before coding commences. Yeah, that is the unit test is generally conducted by the programmer or developer itself, because once he has developed or written source code for that program, and it is compiled and it is working well, then you can conduct that kind of test from the programmer side. Okay, and XP coding also encourages the pair programming. That is, the two people are working on a same part of you can say the programming part or coding part. Okay, if you see that. Then regarding testing, XP testing, all unit tests are executed daily. Yeah, generally unit tests are you can say executed by the programmer itself, and acceptance testings tests are defined by the customer. That is in planning phase itself we have seen acceptance test criteria. So according to the acceptance test criteria, customer will decide whether to accept that product or not. You can see that because these are defined by the customer and executed to assess customer visible functionality also. If you see there, that is the acceptance tests are conducted for that purpose. So this is all about the you can say the XP, extreme programming agile process model we have discussed. Then okay, how many students are there? But before that, we'll see the primary goal of any software process, including the prescriptive or the agile process. That is the you have to deliver the high quality software product to its customers. If you see that, and you have to remember here, high quality have the equal meaning to the project timeliness also. Along with the high quality, you should be able to deliver your project on time to the end user or the customer. Because why? If you deliver the project on time with the required quality to end user, there will be the less rework. Okay, if you see there, because customers change requirements you have already satisfied, and there is less you can say the possibility of new requirements from customer side in that case. Okay, so question bank on the this completed topics are already prepared there, and we'll circulate it later on. So here we have seen the agile process models, Scrum, then you can say the XP, which are in your syllabus, ASD and DSDM. These are not in your syllabus, but while classifying the agile methods, you can that is the right types of agile process models. That is the Scrum, XP, ASD, and DSDM. If you see there. I will just say the strength of today's lecture. Just 68 students are there, not more than. It is already 118. Anyway, this is your responsibility to attend lectures daily. Okay, I will share another slide there, which will contain the your agile tools. Slide contain your agile tools. Those are nothing but the Jira and Kanban, if you say that. So you have just introduction of those tools in your syllabus, but we'll see. I have added that with the help of examples also, if you see. These are the Jira is the first tool. Kanban will be the next one. Will be the agile tool for agile software management. We are using for tracking the activities or issues in a agile software process. If you see there, Jira is activity tracking tool or issue tracking tool. If you see there, so you should know what is because you have just introduction of this tool in your syllabus. Am I audible to all?
Yes, sir, you're
Yes, sir.
audible.
Okay, good. Then basic questions regarding Jira are here. What is Jira? So in simple term, Jira is nothing but it is a issue tracker in particular agile process. If you see there, whether you are using Scrum or the XP there. Okay, how you are applying the Jira tool for the Scrum or XP will see in incoming slides. It is a web-based you can say tool. Then it is open source. Yes. It is licensed product. Yes. And what product is Jira? It is the product from the Atlassian Corporation. That is the Atlassian product, Jira. You should know basics about the Jira also. Then features from the creators of Jira. Okay. This is the issue tracker tool. You can see that because you have got issues, so you need to track that issue and resolve that issue. In that case, you can use the Jira tool to identify issues, prioritize those issues, and you can say assign that issues and track that issue, report that issue if it happened there. Okay, and you can make the auditing of your issues also. Okay. Then reporting and statistics that can be displayed with the help of the Jira dashboard. If you see the customizable reporting allows you to monitor progress of your issues with detailed graphs and charts. So to represent it graphically and you can say the statistically. Okay, you can use the Jira tool, reporting and statistics in the form of graph and chart. Then workflow can be represented because you can map your business process with a custom workflows with the help of this tool. And it is extensible platform because you can integrate a Jira tool. Okay, this is the Agile tool into your system with our, or you can say the API from Atlassian. To open API and 100 plus free plugins are also available because with our means that you can say the Jira creators. Okay, that is Atlassian. You can say the corporation. Then issues and workflows. If you see that this particular flow graph showing if we have issue, we need to resolve that issue. Okay, for that purpose, how workflows are taking place there. What is an issue? So issue is nothing but the any task that requires an action from a person and get resolved it on time. So what is workflow? That is also shown here. That is the open. So this diagram showing the workflow of the issue because open means issue is open or detected there or identified. So that issue is in progress now. Okay, and if you see there, this is not resolved yet, but in next step you have to resolve that one. That is the resolved state will be there. Okay, after resolving also for the same part of your can say the project, there may be another issue. So issue may be reopened. Again, you need to move towards the from resolved state to reopened state and reopened state to in progress state. In progress state to after resolving that particular issue, you will be again in resolved state. If you see there. Okay. Once that issue is resolved, you will again go to the final state. That is nothing but the closed state. Okay. And what are the fields in this case? These are nothing but the attributes of an issue. If you see. So this is visible to all this particular flow graph. Hello. Open, in progress.
Yes,
Okay. So this is the you can say the working mechanism of the Agile tool, that is the Jira. So this is not this is just introduction you have to take, but I have added this example. So this is the sample issue. Okay. So if you see the GUI of this particular Jira tool, it is having its menus like home, browse, project, add, find issues, create new issue, quick search. So for particular issue, key is given, that is 1, type, task 2, status resolved 3, resolution fixed 4, priority 5, assignee Mary Smith. So who is going to resolve this issue? That person's name is also there. A reporter for that issue, whether it is in progress, resolved, or reopened. So Sally Jones will be the reporter there. Votes, watches, operations, these are the fields there. Okay. Then help desk, printer on level thread is out of toner. Then components involved: printer, affect version, fixed version. These are the different fields are there. If you see there regarding the issue, if you see, then this statistics will be displayed in this form. If you see there, this is sample reports that is in graphical, and you can say the tabular form. So statistics for Jira issue type: bug 45%, improvement 27%, subtask 2%, then task 5%, third party issues not there. You see there. This kind of statistics will be displayed with the help of graphical representation as well as the tabular representation. Sample Jira dashboard is also shown. If you see there, that is also showing the statistics. So you can apply the Jira for Scrum process where you are considering the iteration equivalent to sprint. If you see that, user story is created as project backlog entry. PB log entry means project backlog, product backlog entry. Okay, that kind of features. Then sprint items created as sprint backlog entry, sprint backlog. Then third step, sprint ID decided using the custom field. That is nothing but sprint ID in the current issue. That is sprint ID number is 2, if you see there. So how you can apply the Jira issue tracker tool to the Scrum process. This is key one. Then burn down charts. So Jira tool can be used to visualize the burn down charts also. That is the how many hours remaining for the current sprint or the iteration, if you see there, and how many hours are consumed. Then in case of the plan mode of Scrum, what are the features? If you see, it prioritize the backlog requirements, then estimate the storage, then it creates the sprints. Sprints means iterations also. Story points are available only for epics and stories. It is estimation in terms of hours also possible by configuring the board. That is the, you can say the burn chart is also available there. Subtasks can be created using the this plan mode of Scrum. Okay, so these are the additional features of the issue tracker Jira that is used along with the agile process Scrum. So same additional slide is added here that is showing the Jira. This is Jira store. You see the available components there. Then work mode Scrum is also given. It is having the perfume store that is showing the iteration that not started, embedded, in progress, done, likewise. This might be related to issues. Then report mode Scrum is there also. That is it is showing the progress of the issues, whether they are in progress, resolved, or reopened. You see that is shown in the form of the graphical, consider notation. So this is all about the Jira issue tracker tool. This is the agile tool. Then moving towards the next agile process tool is the Kanban. If you see there. Okay. First one we have seen Jira. Then this is the Kanban. So I just say whether recording is in progress or not. The only 72 students are there attendance. This is worst situation. Okay, moving towards the next agile tool, that is the Kanban. If you see that. So how this name you can say came into existence. So that is the Kanban. So Kanban term came into existence using the flavors of the visual card, signboard, or the billboard, or the signaling board or a signaling system. And it is used to indicate a workflow that limits work in progress, WIP. Okay, so this card, generally Kanban card, is used to indicate a workflow that limits, you can say, the work in progress, WIP, of your current project. Okay, and if you see there, the core concept of Kanban includes the visualize workflow. So how we can visualize the workflow? In that case, you are splitting the entire work into defined segment or the states, and these visualized as a named columns on a wall. Okay, and you can write each item on a card and put it in a column to indicate where the item is in the workflow also. So first, you can say the feature of the company is to visualize the workflow. Then second feature is limit work in progress. If you see that, that is the it assign explicit limits to how many items can be in progress at each workflow segment state. So if you have set their limit or a limiter, okay, so after setting that limit, you cannot that is the keep in progress items more than that particular limit. For example, at a time you can uh, keep in progress only 5 issues, or the, you can say, the uh, activities, if you see that. So if you have set that limit, you cannot uh, start the sixth activity or the issue, okay, after assigning that limit, if you see that. So this is the limit for the WIP, that is the work in progress. Then third important feature of Kanban is it measure the lead time also. You see that. So what is lead time? It is nothing but the that is the cycle time. Okay, uh, that is the average time to complete one item. So lead time is also known as cycle time, and is the average time to complete one item. If you see there. Okay. So this is also the one feature of the Kanban, if you see there, because you have just introduction about these tools. So we'll just see its general features here: visualize workflow, limit WIP, measure the lead time. Okay. Then moving towards the actual Kanban board or the Kanban card, if you see there. So it is divided into three different sections: to do section, then being done, and done. To do means those tasks you have not yet taken into consideration, but you have to uh, see those tasks shortly in coming near future. But task number 2 and 4 are under WIP, that is work in progress section or second section, right? So two tasks are being done means those are under WIP, and limit is also said, that is the uh, two tasks will be under WIP at a time. Okay, not more than two. Okay, WIP limit is also said there. And done, task 1 and task 3, that is the two tasks are already completed there. Okay, and task number 5, 6, 7, 8 are uh, available there but not started yet. If you see there, they are you can consider in waiting state. So this is just a simple snapshot illustrating the Kanban board, if you see that. Then additional important features of the Kanban tools are illustrated, or you can say stated in current slide, because online Kanban boards are available nowadays, and it provides insightful analytics. If you see there, analysis can be done. Then visual project management can be carried out using the Kanban tool. Online documentation are also available. Okay, that is the help and the additional information. The drag and drop task feature is also available, and a to-do list is also available. To-do list regarding the activities, or you can say task, if you say there. And more information regarding the Kanban tool is available in this particular website, kanbantool.com. Okay, so you can refer this for additional information. Jira tool can also be used for software testing and to file bugs from that particular software. You see there. So creating a Jira issue, that kind of information is also added here for your additional help. Create issue. Okay, different fields are given there. Project, issue type, that is bug, summary, priority will be major or minor, due date, components, apex, which versions, fixed versions, assigning means who is responsible for this issue. So that kind of then project name and issue type. Project name is test STH, right? Recent projects, and issue type is bug, new feature. Then priority of the bug and additional attachment like the blocker. Okay, that kind of additional attachment also, that feature is also available in this tool. Then you can compare the Jira top 5 reasons why GitHub users using the Jira. That is, it is a agile at scale. Then industry leading workflow engine available with it. Then it is powerful searching and reporting tool. Then it is having the different deployment options. If you see there, for simple Windows and Linux installers are available for an open premise solution, and it is usually you can integrate with everything. That is the get more from Jira with flexible REST and Java APIs also, because many more plugins are available with it. So these are the you can say the features why GitHub is using the Jira. Then pricing, it is open source for the projects which meeting the certain criteria, like the or it is freely available for the organization, that is not non-profit, non-government, non-academic, and non-commercial, and also the non-political and non-secular. If you see that secular organizations. Okay, so these are the all about the Jira and Kanban. We can say the agile process tools. If you see there, resources regarding this will be available regarding the Kanban and the Jira, Atlassian.com. Okay, software Jira. These are everything regarding the Jira. If you see there, these are the references, homepage, documentation, and customers. These three URLs are there. So from your unit number 1, sorry, it's opening that page also, but yeah, that is open now here, Jira software. I just clicked on the first URL that opened here. Okay, so this information is also available there. Okay, I mean, these URLs are valid, to say there, which we discussed just. So whatever snapshots I have taken, that is the taken 2 year back. You see there. Okay. So this is all about these two tools. So it is 140 here. That is last topic remaining from this unit. That is case studies. If you see there. Okay, am I audible now? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because it is giving problem. That's why I rejoined meeting again. So recording is in progress. Can
Yes,
anybody
sir.
tell me? Okay, then I will share a slide screen. Okay, so uh, in your syllabus, as a part of unit number 1, you have 2 case studies. Am I audible to all now?
Yes, sir.
Hello. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So discuss about the first case study, that is the patient information system for mental health care. You can say that is MHC PMS. So in this case, patient information system is used to support mental health care. Uh, is a medical information system that maintains information about patients suffering from the mental health problems and the treatments that they have received. Okay, so this system is maintaining the database of this such type of persons, that is the male persons having the mental health problem, and what kind of treatments they have already undergone, if you see there. Oh, okay, so that information is maintained. Then most mental health patients do not require dedicated hospital treatment, but need to attend specialist clinics regularly, where they can meet a doctor who has detailed knowledge of their problems. Uh, so for some mental health affected peoples do not need to directly admit in hospital and remain there only, but instead of that, for you can say the people having the mild symptoms, okay, if you see that they can meet the doctor time to time, and they can take the, you can say, uh, uh, advice from those doctors, and can follow the, you can say, the different tablets or the medicine that is suggested by that particular doctor. Then to make it easier for patient to attend, these clinics are not just run in hospitals. They may also be held in local medical practices or community centers. So such type of facilities can be made available in your nearby locations also. That is the local medical or clinics also, or the community centers also, if you see there. So So how it should work? You can say MSc, PMS. So in case of this MSc, PMS, it is an information system that is intended for using clinics only, and for that purpose you are going to develop this system. Okay, it makes use of a centralized database of patient information, but has also been designed to run on a PC, that is a desktop PC, so that it may be accessed and used from sites that do not have secure network connectivity. So this system will have the such type of database, that is the having the huge number of records of the mentally, uh, we can say, the affected people, if you see there, and what kind of treatments given to those people, that kind of data is also, we can say, the available there, okay, through that particular system. And you can access the this particular system anywhere through the network, if you see there. And when the local system has secure network access, they use patient information in the database, but they can download and use local copies of patient record when they are disconnected. So that particular database is providing the information about the different peoples living in different geographical areas. Okay, so peoples living in that particular area also can get the well treatment by accessing their previous records from that particular database. If you see there, okay, if network issues are there, you can download that data and you can reuse on your desktop machine also. Okay, so that kind of features will be available in this particular system. So what are the goals of MSc PMS system? Those are given here. Actually, this is the case study. Okay, so just reading also you will understand, and what kind of design you can make there. Okay, so we have to develop that logic here. So important goals are here to generate management information that allows health service managers to assess performance against local and government targets. So it will be useful for the that is the local authority as well as the you can say the government authority, if you see there. And its another goal is to provide medical staff with timely information to support the treatment of patients. Yeah, so those patients should get the treatment on time, if you see that. This is the second goal. Then you can say modeling diagram for this particular system. That is nothing but the organization of the MSc PMS. That can be shown using this particular diagram. Organization of the MSc PMS. So it is having the MSc PMS local organization 1, 2, 3. Okay, it is interconnected with the MSc PMS server that is having the centralized database, and it is also connected with the patient database, if you see that. So through centralized server, so every local organization can access the patient's database as per their need, and they can provide the treatment, appropriate treatment to the respective patient, if you see there. Even though that patient is moved from the one local area to another local area, so his information or her information will be accessed through that you can say the MSc PMS server, if you see there, and that patient will get the appropriate treatment. So from this diagram you will understand everything. That is the how actually this system works, and which will be the different components of the system, if you see there. So MSc PMS key features are also given: individual care management, then patient monitoring, administrative reporting. Okay, these are the additional and important features of the MSc PMS system, if you see there. Okay, so in case of the individual care management, clinician or the you can say the practitioner, that is the medical practitioner, can create records for patient, then he can edit the information in the system, view patient history, that is already discussed. The system supports data summaries so that doctor can quickly learn about the key problems and treatments that have been prescribed. So individual care management is nothing but the doctor can access the data or history of that respective patient from that PMS server. Okay, because the patient's database also connected with that server. So from that database, those records will be you can say the accessed, and you can say that clinician will see the type of treatment given already to that patient. So accordingly, you can decide the current treatment. Okay. Then patient monitoring. The system monitors the records of patients that are involved in treatment and issues warnings if possible problems are detected. Yeah, the system also monitors the patient's records, okay, that are involved uh, during the treatment, and issues you can say the observed during the treatment to that respective patient, issues and warnings. Okay, so those problems will be detected and those will be, you can say, the saved in that database again, if you see there, and accordingly the diagnosis will be done there. Then administrative reporting, another feature of this particular system. The system generates monthly management reports showing the number of patients treated at each clinic, because clinic having the different local organization, local MHC, PMS, local organization 1, 2, 3, 4, and okay, likewise. So then the number of patients who have entered and left the care system, number of patients section means admitted for more than 1 day or 2 day, likewise the drugs prescribed and their cost. So these all reporting tasks, okay, will be done there, and that record is maintained through this particular system, administrative reporting. Then MHC PMS concerns, you see there, privacy concern will be there, safety concern you need to take into consideration. Privacy means it is essential that patient information is confidential and is never disclosed to anyone apart from authorized medical staff and the patient themselves, because that is the whoever accessing that patient's history and records from that patient database through server, okay, they should given the particular you can say the authentication scheme, like the username, password, okay, if you see there, only those people can access that you can say the records and history from that database, okay, other students sorry, other peoples will not be allowed there. Safety concern, some mental illness cause patients to become suicidal or a danger to other people. Wherever possible, the system should warn medical staff about potentially suicidal or dangerous patients. Yeah, you know, today's pandemic situation, because many people's mental health is disturbed, if you see that, because this is the very you can say the big issue. But if you see there, some mental illness causes patients to become suicidal. Yes, this is the case you are hearing nowadays on news channel also. Every day you are watching that kind of news, okay, and that well-known news today, you know, which is in progress. So it is also danger to other people, if you see that. So whenever possible, the system should warn medical staff about potentially suicidal or dangerous patients also. So this is the safety concern you need to consider there. Then the system must be available when needed, otherwise safety may be compromised and it may be impossible to prescribe the correct medication to patients, if you see that. So that system should be available all the time to the respective patient through the respective, you can say, the clinical or that particular organization, if you see that. Otherwise if you see there, patient want treatment, yeah, he has that is the mental illness problems, and that system is unavailable, or there is the server down problem, or whatever, such type of things should not happen there, if you see there. Otherwise that particular clinician cannot give the proper treatment to the patient without observing the history of that particular person from that patient database. So this is the case study of the mental health care person management system, if you say that. Sorry, mental health care patient management or monitoring system, if you say that. So second case study is also there, but we will see in next lecture. We'll stop here today. If you have any query, you can ask. Only one case study is remaining. I think from next lecture onward, you will get the your regular teacher for this subject SCPM. Okay, from next week onward, I think. Okay, this is not confirmed yet, but I think because I have already full load on BE. Okay, see there. So we'll stop here. If you have any query, you can ask. I am here for next 10 minutes.